Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Aurogiri. And in this case, it's a series of highly anticipated episodes. So it's not just one video we're doing today. We're going to try and cover many subjects. They're all related. We're doing updated guides for weapon classes. So long ago when I first started Aurogiri, I started with guides for each weapon class. So I remember my bow guide was huge. Everyone was watching that. The bow guide, sword guide, twin guide, spear guide. I don't ever think I did an Odachi guide. I did an axe guide, sort of. And I didn't do a staff guide because there's no need of that. And I did a wand guide. So, in those videos, some things are still relevant, but some things have been outdated. And that's why we have to do an update. So things that are still going to be the same, like if you say oh, well, I'm just going to watch the new one and not the old one, you could do that, but there's some things I'm not going to discuss in these videos. I'm starting with Spear, because I'm Spear, as I covered in the last ones, that I won't cover the same things again. Oh, thanks, Ryan. Yeah, man. So, I'm not going to be, things I won't be covering. I won't be covering every skill for the class. I won't be covering, where to find weapons. I won't be covering, all that meticulous stuff, I want to say. But what I will be covering, that's more important to talk about, because that excludes everything. Process of elimination, you'll know what we're not talking about, because I won't talk about it. So we're talking about, this video has in brackets 105. So this assumes you're level 105 plus. This guide is going to be focus more on 105 mags, but it's going to be focused more on being a level 115 meta. So this is how this is going to go. So, damn, I just woke up. See this? Nice star. Nice. So, in this guide, I assume that you're level 115. Okay? I might even assume you're level 120, but this rings true for 115 as well. So I'm going to assume you're 115. So, let's open up the menu and look at stuff. So as Rhyme just said, yeah, fused. I have a fuse now. So that is here. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to take it off. That's going to hurt my soul. And I'm going to put on an old Thunderquake just to show you what a spear would look like. So I'm going to put on this Thunderquake here, my old one. The one I replaced. And literally all I lost was some slice in exchange for SP. So I lose 250 SP. And some defense. So, generally speaking, if you're a spear character, 115, 115 spear, this is what you're going to aim for. So you're going to aim for Thunderquake, 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 and then a variable series of mags. So I have another Gemini that I used that had 6 crit and HP and SP. Great mag, loved it. But I can't wear it now because of fuse, so I wear this basically almost a vanilla Gemini. So, that's pretty cool. So, accessories don't matter. You already have that master? Nice, Rhyme. That's awesome. That's great. So, why is my phone going off? Whatever. Alright. So, if you look at my weapons, this is not the build of a 115 player. The general meta for a 115 player, and I'm going to pull it out here. So, general meta is going to be Storm, Rhyme, and Nova. So those words that's all you really need to know is Storm, Rhyme, Nova. Storm is the Levenlance weapon, and every class is a different name. For me, it's Flash Foot. For someone else, it could be Flash Tusk or Flame Tusk, etc., etc. But Storm, Rhyme, and Nova. And we're talking about Spear here. We're not going to talk about any other class. We're going to try and refrain from doing that and focus solely on Spear. I know we're 4 minutes in with the introduction. I wanted to keep these videos short, but, we'll take all the time we need, preferably not more than 20 minutes, to just go over this class and do a thorough guide. So, generally speaking, you want, just to rephrase, start fresh, you want 3 Thunderquakes and then a 4th mag, be it either a really good Gemini, a really good Ares, a really good Tauros, or, whatever you can really get good ornaments on. So, on PS4, we have limited resources, no trading. I mean, I'm not going to go farm an Ares just so I can have it until I get 2 fused, and I can't have 2 Aries. You know, it's not going to be, it's going to be a weird situation. I know I said that wrong, but, you know, I'm not going to focus on that. So, yeah. So this is basically what you'd look at. And the staff doesn't matter. Like, I use a Maximilian Star. It could be Maximilian Cross you use. It could be Bloodsucker. It could be Oboro Gecko, Oboro Dory. You know, that's a 117 weapon, but, you know, it's the same diff, you know. So, you know, generally speaking, you have the 3 Storms, and you have three 105s, and then a 4th mag. Preferably Gemini, or a Skill Force mag, or something. You know, that varies. And on your mags, you're going to want Faded Contractor. Faded Contractor is an ornament, takes 2 chakra each, and after you do all 3 mags like that, you'll have about 160... if you're 115, right? Because I don't know the meta for that, like I don't know the chakra numbers. I do know that you lose chakra every 2 levels, so, you know, a 119 and a 120, or no, at 120, you have 164 chakra. At 118, 117... you have, at 117, 119, you have 163. At 116, 115, you have 162 chakra. So at 120, I have 2 more chakra than a 115 would have. So at that point, you can only wear a 13 chakra mag, right? So you could have like a Gemini with Faded Confining, but I wouldn't gimp yourself on that. I wouldn't do that. I would just straight up make Geminis double faded in preparation for when you're, you know, 120. So, you know, Rhyme, I have 0 rain element. Like, if I equip my Rhyme, I have 60 rain. Like, I have no rain. I have no rain. I have negative 30 rain because it's... Wait, what? Why do I have negative 30 rain? Oh, because I'm wearing my Nova. That's right. My Nova has negative rain. So, I don't have any additional element. All my element is going to be coming from my weapons themselves. And, yeah, that's it. And my mags. So my mags will always have negative mountain and plus lightning. So for spear, you don't want to invest in mountain. It's going to be bad. Some of your buddies say you need rain. Well, eventually you can't really do that. Like, you don't want rain on 105s, but you could have, like, a Sparrow with 48 rain, and that'd be fine. That'd be fine. No, you should definitely not make a Thunderquake with Heavenly. You should definitely, absolutely not do that. When it comes to element mags, and we'll get to that soon, you only want to make element mags for your 4th mag, because it's an interchangeable low chakra mag that you can just swap in and out like a customizable accessory at that point. You know, based on where the situation is. Like if you're fighting, like let's say you had a 48 rain Sparrow, you would use that when you're fighting, like you would throw that on when you're fighting Infernal, let's say. But you wouldn't use that when you're fighting Sleet, or you wouldn't use that when you're fighting like something else, right? It's all situational. That's what the 4 slot is. But at a basis, it's 3 105s, 3 Thunderquakes, with double faded, praying for crit and HP and slice. And then you want faded on your last mag too, just Gemini, whatever. And then, you know, then you want a staff with support. Probably like, you know, Rapid Storm, Meditation, Invig, Resurrection, Cure, or another Invig, or Strike Boost, or one of those skills. One thing I'm not going over is stat distribution. At this point, we should know that we need max vitality, probably somewhere around 96, or, you know, any multiple of 24 dex. So generally, if you can hit 120 dex, like my dex is pretty high, but that comes from my mags giving me dex. I think my mags might not give me dex at all. I have 2 dex, so I have 6 additional dex, or 2 additional dex, as opposed to my mags giving me no dex. So I only have 2 additional dex, and that doesn't account to anything. So your dex value you'd want, I'm actually just going to say this now. The dex value you want is going to be either You want either, I'm going to say, a total of 96 or 120. That way you gain that extra point to crit and cooldown. That's in my personal opinion. Because the other day we reset my buddy's skill points. He's a sword user. He just got his fused, and we reset his stat points for him. And we did everything perfect. We got him like 9 extra points to crit just off of wisdom and dex alone, and it really helped him out. He didn't have that before. So that was awesome. You know, your mind, you want at least 65 total mind, and then, you know, but you can have more mind than that. And then dex should be 100, power, you should have some increment of 10, and wisdom, that's really up to you. So my build is not the optimum build, so don't, you know, you can use it for guidelines, but, you know, there's better things out there. So let's go back to the build. So you want, generally speaking, you're going to want a storm, a rhyme, and a nova. That's the meta. That's what you're going to expect. That's what people do. And then you have a staff, like we just said. So on a storm, it's got lightning and mountain. Mountain isn't your best element. It's actually your mountain on this weapon, even though it gives you 40 mountain, your mags by default give you negative 15. So you're only getting about 25 of that element. It's still a good element, but, you know, I wouldn't really run too much mountain. Like, there is the skill card Stone Spire Barrier 7. I have that on there. So Stone Spire Barrier, Thunder Crack, and then Water Dragon, because I love Water Dragon. So, and then I have Embers and Lance. So up to you. Like, generally, and you're going to want Lance. Like, that's one important thing. Lance is the meta. Lance is the Ogi you use. If you're going to invest money in this game, like when Point Daruma comes out, like it is out, and I'm talking like Xbox and stuff though, when it comes out, Lance is quintessential. You're probably going to want to buy, because you can't extract embers and stuff, you're going to want to try and use crappy Ogis and just overwhite embers and then peel off whatever Ogi you threw on. And one of the best ways to do this is to get, if you have a surplus of extraction tickets, is to get some Satan weapons and just have like let's say on your storm you want to get rid of embers, you would throw on, let's say Oogie 4, because it's not that good. Really, whatever you have an abundance of Oogies, either Oogie 4 or Oogie 1, you throw on one of those two things, and then once that's on, you could throw on Oogie, whatever your Satan Oogie is, and try to overwrite the embers with that, and that way you just use extraction tickets, and it's not a big deal. And then you can just throw on the double lance at that point. It's just a way to save money if you have a surplus of extraction tickets. So like when you're making your cross, let's say, like a good idea would be, I mean, you could just always just go to Satan and get a weapon. It's easy. Like, don't worry about the base form. But when you're doing the star form, like extract the star so you get that extra Ogi, and then you can get your cross, and then your cross, most people don't use that Ogi, you can extract that and use that as well, just as like a fodder Ogi thing. Because generally speaking, other Ogis are stronger. Not many Satan Ogis are actually worth anything. So just putting that out there. So those are some easy peasy ways to overwrite skills. And then you're going to want double lance. So the meta is going to be, you have one of each gargoyle weapon with skills that match the element on that weapon, and then double lance. And that's for spear. So spear, our lance is huge. How come you use your L Oogie? Okay, so that's a good question. So on my L, why do I keep the L there, the Oogie there? The reason for that is because I'm actually really close to the L Sin. Like, generally speaking, now that I have a fuse mag, I'm way closer than I was before. I have the L, but when the L Sin, like, basically, let's put it in layman's terms. Like, you don't build up a 110 Garg weapon. It's not worth it. And, you know, if I had a 110, like on my L, since I know I'm going to use it to make a better weapon, I'm not going to put all those extra resources in to overwhite an Oogie, because you can't extract the L Oogie either. Like, I'm not going to throw on Oogie cards until I can put on Lance and Geki, because that's what I'm going to put my L Sin, Lance Geki. So, like, I'm not going to waste my resources on the like, for a better term, like, this is like the Charmeleon form of the El Sin, which was like the Mega Charizard, let's say. Like, it's not the final form, so I'm not going to waste my resources on it. So that's the answer to that question. Like, that's just my opinion. Because I don't want to just do it again. I might waste a lot of Ogis, and, you know, I'm just throwing away Artisans if I use 3 Ogis. You know, that could have been like 6 artisans of trading points. You know what I mean? So, whew. So yeah, like for spear, you want your 3 gargoyles. I would probably. Yeah, rhyme. Like yeah. You yeah. If but the thing is, when you have the L, like they're both readily available. You just have to be strong enough to do hell, and we're strong enough to do hell now, so it's not that big a deal. Um, like you do hell to get the L sin, but you can do hard to get the fallen crosses. So that's the general consensus. But we're getting a little off topic. Off topic. So, like I said, you know, you're gonna want like we have skill cards, right? So you gotta go by our options. Like, what are our skill card sets? We have Intimidate, Thundercrack, Water Dragon 6, Ice Blossom 7, and then so there's combo set 2, combo set 3, combo set 4, combo set 5. That's all there is. And then after that, when Lucifer comes out, we get access to, or when he did, we had access to Water Dragon 7 skill card, Revolving Blast 7 skill card, and Stone Spire Barrier skill card. Oh, they're all rank 7, and they're all very usable. Now, mind you, I do have those 3 skills on my Storm. It was a skill change for me to get Water Dragon, so I actually love this Water Dragon more than other Water Dragons, because it was a skill change that came to me. So, you know, with those skill cards in hand, on a Storm, I would say go Thundercrack 7, Thundercrack 5, Stone Spire Barrier 7. And the reason for that is because you have lightning is our element. Like, it's the thing. It is our thing. So you want to stack up on it. However, because most of the meta of monsters, things you fight, are rarely weak to lightning, we don't use lightning a lot. Off topic, but with the Lucy update, do you get Invig 6 on card? No, we don't. No, you get Resurrection 7. That's what you get. There's no Invig 6. The only Invig 6 will show up on the skill cards you get from doing your achievements and getting to Edo. That's it. After that, you have to do Point Daruma or skill change or something like that. So that's that question. You know, then you get a Rhyme. And then, like I just said, Rhyme is pure skill card. You go Water Dragon 6, Ice Blossom 7, Water Dragon 7. That's literally the Rhyme recipe. That's what you do. And then you'd want like double Glacial Lance. Some people opt to put Tidal Wave on it, and that's really up to them. But I think the meta of having Tidal Wave Lance could work, but Lance is just the stronger element. So it's really, really up to you. I think apparently Tidal Wave gets a Skill Force buff later, which we don't have yet. But for right now, Lance is a very stronger option. Double Lance. But you can do Tidal Wave. And then another thing, on the Storm, exactly. I tried it, okay? Like, I put it on one day, I extracted my Lance and went to go try the Tidal Wave, and it wasn't putting out as much damage as I wanted, and it doesn't have invincibility frames, and you're kind of vulnerable to things. Like, I put Tidal Wave on the Dragon Arc. I loved that. I loved having Tidal Wave on the Dragon Arc because that was 60 rain. But because the Rhyme is 60 ice and 40 rain, the ice element is stronger on the Rhyme than the water. But yeah, Brandon, it is very interesting, and like what you're looking at here is the current meta of high tier players. But if you're just coming into it, like, it's a lot to look at. It's cool. It's great you find it interesting. It is interesting. There's lots to know about builds and stuff. So, like, I have seen Yume use it and it kicks ass. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's one thing. I don't watch other players. And we're pushing 19 minutes. I didn't want that to happen. But we're getting good talking here and I love it. So, or good discussion. So, in the future, on PC meta, Tidal Wave is great. They have Tidal Wave Sublime. It's awesome. But right now, until we get the Fusion Bear Mag, which throws everything out the window, it's going to throw everything out the window. Tidal Wave is not as good as it is. Because when Fusion Bear comes out, this thing has 110 skill force, comes with like 60 rain and 60 wind, and it's phenomenal, and it has 3 ornamentation slots, and it's amazing. It's flippin' amazing, okay? And with that mag, now I've heard rumors that PC can, you know, PC can sort of glitch their mags like Xbox. I've heard that. I don't know if it's true, but in a perfect world where you could have a Fusion Bear and you could put 64 rain on it, or actually it wouldn't be 64, it'd be 62 rain, right? 48, 24, 24, 24 is, yeah, it'd be 72 rain. So 72 rain, no, 48, yeah, 72 rain. So if I could have, you know, 60 rain plus 72 rain, so like 130 rain or something on one mag, yeah, Tidal Wave would be OFMP. But right now that's not this case. So, you know, I just got a little off topic, but that's something that's coming and it's awesome. But for right now, this is how the meta is. This is the guide, right? So, yeah, this guide's going to be at least 30 minutes long. I apologize for that because I can get distracted and just talk about it for days. So, you know, it's really up to the person. Like, let's say you don't have double lance, right? You only have enough money to, like, I'm on PC. How do you do that glitch? I don't know, Brandon. I don't know. I don't. I heard rumors. I say I don't know how you do that. So, and Brandon, all it would be is like soft resetting. So like let's say you try to ornament and it gives you something random because all ornamentations are random. It comes out unfavorable. You jimmy your internet, so you'd like disconnect so the server doesn't save, and then you come back on to the last time it saved, and you would just try again. But I don't know if you can or not. I don't know if PCs can just shut off their internet and it does that. I don't know how instantaneous things are, but that's a story for another day. So, well, I said your last name wrong. It's just Vasquez. I'm sorry. But I've seen some people put Eternal Thunder on their Storm. That's up to them. But Lance is just a stronger option than Eternal Thunder, in all honesty. So Lance is just better. Some people put Stone Spire, like Ugi 4 on it, so Lance and that. It's an okay option because of the mountain it grants, but because it's only 25 mountain, just stacking that 90 lightning you have is just better, in my opinion. So same thing with Rhyme, double Lance. Generally you want double Lance. Like on my Nova, I actually run double Verdant Storm. Double Verdant Storm, now fire is good. It's actually good to have 2 Novas, 1 Wind Nova and 1 Fire Nova. But a fire Nova would have double Lance. Mine has double Verdant Storm, and the reason for that is because a lot of the Dragon Arcs, Ausame is weak to Verdant Storm. He takes a lot of damage from that. It's wind, it's really good to have it. Verdant Storm is an incredibly powerful skill, and it also breaks the crystals. So Verdant Storm is really good to have. If anything, make 2 Novas. Make a double Flame Lance Nova, and then a Verdant Storm Nova. It's one of those things where you can have 2 and they're different. Because you could run every weapon different. Like, if you were to run the Rhyme different, there'd be no point, because my phone's ringing and I hate it, so give me a minute. Alright, so phone's done ringing, I hate that. So a Rhyme, I don't think you'd want a double Water Rhyme right now. Like, you wouldn't want a double Tidal Wave. You can't even do double Tidal Wave, so it's not that big of an option. Like, 2 Rhymes for Spear isn't that big a deal right now. Then we have Nova, you know, double Wind, whatever. And then you could have a second Storm that's all mountain, because they'd be like, well, you know, Mephistopheles is weak to mountain, and I get that, but Verdant Storm, in my opinion, is just a better option for Mephistopheles. You know, but if you feel like you need a straight mountain option, then I would recommend Gakuho, because it's more mountain element, but Storm is stronger. It's really all up to you, really. So that's generally the meta. Is what you'd want is, you know, 3 gargoyles, maybe a wind and a fire version, because Verdant Storm is very valuable, and fire is very valuable too. So, especially when Spear doesn't have a lot of fire to work with. Like, Revolving Blast is good, but it's not very the best skill to use. So we went over the mags, all that stuff. You know, gargoyles, you do them in wardings. That's how you get them. You get friends, you work together, you do it. And that's pretty good. So that's the new updated guide to Spear. Like, you want to get your gargoyle weapons, you want to put these, more or less these skills on them, and you want to smelt them to 100 obviously, and you work with that. So let's talk more about the mags for a minute here, because this is the more important thing. So how do you get 105 mags? Because before I talked about, you know, oh, you just do Kaga, you get your literature, and you get all your stuff, you do some quests, you have it, great, it's done. You know, it was a very bare bones guide. So let's talk about the Thunderquake. So the Thunderquake on PS4 and Xbox, because on PC it's actually a lot easier. They don't need as many mags to make them. But Thunderquake isn't a mag you can just go farm and it pops out somewhere, or do some quest and just get it. It doesn't work that way. How the Thunderquake works is it's a crafted mag. So let's go talk to Kaguya over across the bridge. Just to bring up a visual example. I'm going to jump on all these little pegs. Oh my god, the gap changed. I could have died. Alright, we survived. That bridge is long. Oh my god, who made that? How'd they do it? Anyway, so here's Kaguya. So we go to our crafting table. Minecraft, why not? I thought I just muted my phone. Who is talking? Whatever. So, Thunderquake, I need my Maxi Cross. Alright. So, Thunderquake, we look at it here. You need a Cancer, a Leo, a Sagittarius, a Log, and a Cockatoo. And then you need some gems. And gems are just meticulous farming. You get a Myrtle, you get a Scarlet, whatever. It's pretty easy peasy. So, the mags are the big problem. To get the Cockatoo, you just run Tanegashima. My phone keeps vibrating. I'm going to friggin' destroy it. I hate it. Oh my god. I try to mute this chat. And... No. Give me 10 seconds here. Mute till 8 a.m. Thank you. Alright. So... Thunderquake. So Cockatoo. Cockatoo, you have 2 places to get it. One is House of Hinawa. You just do that with the cat, break the chest, you run it 100 times, you're guaranteed to get a Cockatoo. Pretty easy farm. The Log, you have to farm Wara Bazooka on 4-man hard and just run it about 20 times and a Log should pop for you. Now 20 times is a couple hours. You know, just keep running it. It drops a lot. Everyone gets Log. It's like the most common one, so don't worry about it. But it is Wara Bazooka, 4-man hard. You run that, you get the Log. Sagittarius, you get your bargains to rank 7. Smiroku will sell you Sagittarius. You can buy them. I have 50 of these things. Very easy to get. Now here's where it gets hard. Cancer and Leo. Now people that are Spear and have farmed will say that Cancer is literally cancer. You know, the Cancer is a mag. You can't get it from a quest. You have to farm it with the low drop rates. There's no easier way to get it unless you're on PC. And in which case you can use Origami Magma or something, but that doesn't exist on PS4 or Xbox. So, and they don't even need it on PC, so whatever, what was the point of him? So the Cancer, Cancer and Leo both drop at, they can drop in the same dungeon, in the same conditions they'll drop. So Cancer, where I farm them, I've gotten 8 Cancers in my life, and I've gotten 6 Leos. And 5 of those Leos and 7 of those Cancers were all in the same dungeon, about to tell you. To get these mags, you have to, like, get in the zone and just get a fever and just farm for 75 hours and kill flies. And what you do is you go to Izumo and you go to Cave of Naki Sawame. You enter the dungeon on 2-man hard. Like, you don't have to have anyone else in the party. You just enter it. And they can leave after you're in there. Once the conditions are set and the flies are at their exact level, you just go in. So, see, Unicorn knows. So you go into Naki Sawame, 2-man hard. And what you do there is you kill a fly. You notice the fly respawns because the egg hasn't been destroyed yet. So what you do is you kill all the eggs but one. You leave the egg in the back corner alone, and you just don't touch it. Like if you're on the bottom floor, there's an egg. As soon as you come in on your right, it's tucked behind a wall. Leave that there. And when you're upstairs, don't touch the one in the far back. And then you just go in there with a bow, like a strong 105 bow, smelt it to 50 or something, and just R1 all the flies. Like, but I say R1. I learned that Xbox doesn't use R1. It's R2 for them because it's really dumb. And you just basic attack all of them. You hit triangle, basic attack, triangle, basic attack, triangle, basic attack. That way it uses the lowest amount of durability possible, and you get to kill flies, and mags will drop every, 100, 200 kills. So, and while you're doing that, you just kill flies, and hopefully the mag drops. Sometimes it's taken me 5 hours. Sometimes it's taken me a minute and a half. I've literally, on a fever, woke up at 7 in the morning on a Saturday, a beautiful Saturday day, went downstairs, turned on my PlayStation, walked in the dungeon, 2-man hard, killed about 3 flies, my 3, about 25 flies. Leo dropped. I left the dungeon. It was done. It was done. I had it. I had the Leo, okay? So, I've gotten 5 Leos doing that. Sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes hours, sometimes it takes forever. Months, even. This didn't happen in a day. This took me over the course of the summer to make 6 Thunderquakes. But in Naki Sawame, 2-man hard, you can get Cancer and Leo at the same drop table and just kill stuff till they pop. It's awesome. So that's what you do. That's what you have to do to get the Thunderquakes. And like I said, the other mags are pretty easy. Everyone needs to go hit their hybrid mag, so whatever. People always do Mar Bazooka. Easy to find a party for that. But the Cancer and the Leo, Naki Sawame, 2-man hard, on fever, pop a boost if you want, and just go in there with a bow and just kill things. Don't even leave the dungeon, just kill things. For the longest time, every login, me and my buddy Ryujin would go in on login. I'd be upstairs, he'd be downstairs, we'd kill stuff. Every 3 minutes, 5 minutes, we'd switch sides, pick up mags. Doing that, I got bow mags, I got odachi mags, sword mags, axe mags, mags for every class. I could legit play every class except for bow. Like, I could play bow. I have 2 105 mags for bow, but I need 1 more mag and I can make another one. But I got 6 of the mags that bow needs. Like, I got all that stuff in that one dungeon. But that's what you do. And you just farm them, you get that, then you ornament them Fated Contractor, you pray for crit, bare minimum crit and HP, and you go on from there. Life is good. So that's how you get the mags. That's how you get all the mags. That's what you put on them is Fated Contractor. If you've ever got nothing to do on login, nothing to do, go to Yakumo Temple and get some embroidered cushions. Pro tip, 1,000,005. Pro tip, 75. I don't know what number it is. But get some embroidered cushions. Always have cushions on hand for Fated Contractor. So that's an awesome thing to have. So cushions drop from King Daruma and Yakumo Temple. It's literally 2 rooms, kill him, get out. 2 rooms, kill him, get out. Steel attack him if you want. It really helps. So that's how you make the Thunderquake. That's what you use. You use 115 weapons. Once you get past that, you can also use Dragon Arcs if you want. Some of them are good, some of them aren't that good. Datenru is an awesome weapon to have. I have a Datenru. It's something to work towards after. Datenru is great for Lucifer and other things weak to dark. Let's just pull it out just to show you other weapons that Spear can have. So there's the Night Sky, the Datenru, and here is the El Omen of Doom. So for me, I don't use my Storm often because the El Omen of Doom is just stronger. So El Omen of Doom is the first form of the Lucifer weapon, so after you beat Satan, get your cross and all that stuff, you can put this thing together. And I'm actually I just need 2 more Fallen Crosses and my recipe, and I can make the El Sin, and that'll be awesome. Honorable mention, the 113 weapon, the Baldur Brigandia, is a good weapon that you can use to beat Sleet if you get it, but ultimately it's weaker than the storm, so I'd never talk about it. And I hate Brigandia, so I don't bring much attention to it. But the L Sin is a holy, or the L Sin, I could say it, whatever. The L series of weapons are holy and lightning. Why is the phone ringing again? So the phone's done ringing. So I see your comment there, Mario. You said spear equals 4 mags with 10 crit. The before Edo, before Oshu recipe to all classes. Um, you know, but at this point, it's you could basically say the basic guide to all classes is get 3 105s, wear a 4th mag, get your 3 gargoyles, put the right skills on them, put Fated Contractor on them, and you're done. You're good. That's literally it. But to discuss the L more, it's a lightning and holy weapon. Spear has no normal holy skills, so you can put triple Thundercrack on it if you want. But I'd like to have options, and I like Water Dragon, so I like having Water Dragon 6, 7, 6, and Thundercrack 7. That's just my build personally. I have the L Ogi, like I discussed earlier. It's just there because I'm not gonna waste my time extracting it when I'm just gonna make the L Sin in a couple months, or whenever it becomes available. Fuse mags take long, so you have to use fuse mags to make it. And then I have Spirit Blast Geki. Spirit Blast, Holy Ogi, really powerful, like 2,400 skill force, something like that. Yeah, 24. L's skill force is pretty high too. 11, no, it's not that high. But, Thundercrack's skill force is huge. For those people that don't know, Thundercrack's fucking 2,000. It's crazy. So, that's the L. That's what you have. Holy, Lightning, good weapon. Then you have the Dayton-Ryu. Dayton-Ryu has about 90 Dark, I want to say. Like, if we look at status details, I have 70 Dark. It's 70, that's right. So, Dayton-Ryu has 70 Dark and then 15 to, like, 4 other elements. You mad? I just got End of Days cross recipe? End of Days was my first one. You just downloaded? Cool, Jordan, cool. It's a fun game. It's a fun game, Jordan. It's really hard, but it's fun. So, Fated gives me Slice. A lot of your moves are Slice, like Ice Blossom, Collapsing Blade. If you have a Vanguard like Miyamoto, things are Slice, so Slice is very good to have. And it's damage resistance to other Slice moves, so that's pretty good. But, Dark, it's negative Holy, negative Holy, so you don't put Holy skills on it. But you can put whatever you want. Like, it comes with the Dayton-Ryu Ogi, the Darkness thing. And you have that, and then it's up to you. I put Flame Lance because I need fire. But you could put Flame Lance, you could put Thunder Lance on it, because, your mags give you Thunder, so it might be a better option to do that. But at the same time, with the L and the Storm, I don't really need Thunder as an option. And then you could have... I wanted to put Tidal Wave on mine originally, just because of that rain, but I didn't do it. And then you could have Verdant Storm. So the options are really yours. There's elements for everything. And then Darkness. So. But Collapsing Blade is really good on it. Collapsing Blade, it's not a skill card. You have to skill change for it. And to do that, you have to be very lucky. And you need to put on 3/7 skills. So this is where your Intimidate goes on. And then Thundercrack. And then maybe Ice Blossom because you don't care about it. And then you just skill change it until Collapsing shows up. And then that's your moveset. You could be ballsy and try to put on like a Collapsing 6 skill card. But I wouldn't worry about it. Because once the 7's on, I don't want 7 to turn to 6. Because 7 is infinitely better than 6. You know what I mean? Like, if I were to put on that skill card, it would probably take away 6. It would probably take away 7 or Water Dragon. Like, best case scenario, it takes away Intimidate, but I don't want to do it. So, Can't I just skill extract the skill? Oh, hey, Shisui. Which skill are you talking about? Like, speak again, Shisui. Shisui 13. I don't know which skill you're talking about. But on a Dayton that's generally what you want. You want some of the coverage elements and then collapsing blade. Um, well, on PS4, we can't extract anything higher than 5. Like on PC, can you extract rank 7s? Can you extract rank 6s? Because I don't think friendships went up. Like, if you can answer that question, then that changes everything. But on PS4 and Xbox, you can only extract up to rank 5 skills. But I don't know if PC can extract rank 7. That changes the whole game. I'd extract Collapsing Blade 7 right now. You know? Because that'll change this whole lesson. Is my Collapsing Blade the same level as... Oh, it is. That's awesome. I don't know, actually, but I want to have Collapsing Arrow for my bow. Yeah. Actually, for a bow, it's different. We have a friend with the Dayton, and we decided that it's better just to have, like, triple Cursed Arrow over Collapsing Arrow. Now, the thing about collapsing air, like collapsing rank 5 are all shit. Like without you know, blanketing that phrase. All collapsing moves, unless they're rank 6 or 5, are bad. And Cursed Arrow 7 is actually like the same skill force as Exorcist Arrow 7. It's actually really good. But if you had triple Cursed Arrow, like what I would do if I was you know, bow, I would put on like triple Cursed Arrow, and then triple Cursed Arrow, and then if you wanted, like, in an ideal world, like Collapsing Arrow is just not as good. Cursed is just more reliable, better cooldown, less durability, and you can just go like Cursed Arrow, Cursed Arrow, Cursed Arrow, restriction, restriction, Cursed Arrow, Cursed Arrow, restriction, restriction. You know, in my personal experience, that is a better plan, especially when you have restriction. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about spear, purely about spear. And I'm very sorry this went 40 minutes. I didn't want it to, but there's a lot to talk about. And when we have chat interface, like, they can talk about things. So, you know, that's just what you can put in a Dayton. Very good option to have. But generally, you're going to want Storm. In a nutshell, you want Storm, Nova, Rhyme, Staff, with Rapid Storm, Meditation, and Resurrection, and Invigorate. And then you want 3 Thunderquake mags, and then a Gemini. Or whatever you can get with good ornaments, like a Gemini, or a Black Kite, or an Ares, or a Sparrow, anything like that. No one in stream minds the longer videos. Thanks, Daniel. You know, I know no one in stream doesn't mind, but the goal of Aurogiri is to be like a visual wiki, so if someone wants to learn how to play a class, they could just watch a video and learn. I wanted to try and make it short, sweet, but that's... I could literally just, in the description, just post 3 Gargs, Staff, 3 105s, Mag, Skill Force Mag, all with Fated Contractor. And then the last mag's up to you. And I could say that, and that would just cover all the guides. But we want to go in-depth with skills and stuff. But that's it. So, Spear, Naki Sawame farming, Bargains, Log, Inwara Bazooka, Cockatoo in House, and... Man, I'd have to watch the videos, Daniel. I'd have to watch them and put timestamps. I ain't got no time for that. But you're right. You're absolutely right. So... But that's going to be it for the Spear video, and coming up next, we're going to have Bow Guide. So be on the lookout for the Bow Guide, because that's coming next. So thanks, guys, for watching. Hope you guys learned stuff. If you guys have any opinions of your own of how to play, build, and stuff, just post it in the comments. And, you know, all that jazz. So see you guys later. Best of luck, Brandon, just starting the game. I can't remember your name, but your last name was Nguyen. So, you know, it's going to be a pleasure having you guys get started on the game. It does look interesting. It is interesting. It's fun. Hopefully, Aurogiri is there to help you on your journey to becoming OP, because that's what we're here for, to help you guys out. And with the PC wiki changing to better match PC, because some things don't require as many materials as before, I'm going to try and bring it on myself to post and be that source of information for how to get stuff, because like the Brigandia recipe might be like relaxed and stuff. So, you know, pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. I just got a bunch of comments there. Osana Najime will shoot herself anyways. Will shoot herself? Oh, are you a spear farmer? Sucks, man. But, alright, 45 minutes. I gotta get out of here, get some more water, and make that bow guide. So I'll be back, guys. Thanks for watching.